Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of Museum Monday. My name is Christopher Gwinn, Chief of Interpretation and Education here at Gettysburg National Military Park. And as always, we're in the galleries of the Gettysburg Museum of the American Civil War. Students of the American Civil War, buffs of the Battle of Gettysburg, are probably familiar with the First Army Corps. John Fulton Reynolds, the Iron Brigade, the opening of the Battle of Gettysburg. And we have a special object that my good friend and colleague, Wayne Motts, President Emeritus and Historian of the Gettysburg Foundation, is going to focus on today. So Wayne, what do we have?
Chris, thanks very much. We've got the First Corps flag, which is the headquarters designation flag for the 1st Union Army Corps here in the Battle of Gettysburg. These flags are so important for visual identification in the Civil War, and it's hard to underestimate how important identifying, getting a headquarters is. If you're a courier, you've got to ride around, you've got to find a commanding officer. And how do you do that if you don't have a flag? This flag comes from the regulations of February 1863. It is a silk flag. Originally, this would have been 3 feet on the hoist, 6 feet on the fly. So it would have been swallow-tailed. That's the portion that's not here right now, with a numeral in red of the corps number, which is number 1, as you can see, on a cross bâtonnet pattern. That's what they actually called it. These are all the corps flags in the Battle of Gettysburg. Every Union Army Corps would have had a flag that looked like this, just with a different numeral. This flag would have been at Cemetery Hill. It would have been transferred from Reynolds over to Doubleday, and it was all over the battlefield on July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, 1863. Eventually, in May of 1863, corps symbols are adopted, and those corps symbols are extended for the use of the Army. And in 1864, this cross bâtonnet is replaced with whatever the corps symbol is. So the 5th Corps, for example, this numeral for 5 would be on a Maltese cross. All the corps at Gettysburg are going to carry a flag in the Union Army that look like this. And the Confederate Army, they really don't have anything quite like that. This particular flag was donated to the Civil War Library and Museum in Philadelphia by John Fulton Reynolds Scott, a descendant of John Reynolds, one of his collateral descendants. The flag was then transferred to the Gettysburg Foundation from the collection of the Civil War Library and Museum in Philadelphia, which is held here. So what a great piece we've got here, Chris.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you visit the battlefield, when you go to McPherson Ridge or Cemetery Hill or Cemetery Ridge, it's not difficult to imagine this flag out on the battlefield, going down the battle lines, and it's amazing to have it here on display in the Gettysburg Museum of the American Civil War. I encourage you to visit Gettysburg, travel to the National Park site, and when you do, make sure you come into the galleries and take a look at this piece of American history. As always, thank you for watching Museum Monday, and we'll see you next time.